All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. So we're on page 11, and we're looking at number 1. So it says angle W and angle Z are complementary. It says the measure of angle Z is 5 times the measure of angle W. And that's asking us to go ahead and find the measurement of angle W. Okay, now this is a word problem, right? However, we can go ahead and dissect it, right? We know that it's complementary, so that means we are going to go ahead and add to 90 degrees. It says that the measurement of Z is 5 times the measurement of W. Okay, when we're looking at this guy, I could say like is another word. Let's say is, we could say is another word for equal, right? We know that times is just our multiplication and so forth, but we can go ahead and break it down in a little bit. Okay, so part A, it says angle W and angle Z are complementary. It says to go ahead and write an equation using W and Z. So again, we know what it means to be complementary. We're adding it up to 90 degrees. Okay, let's go ahead and say that angle W is going to be little w, and that angle Z is going to be little z. So I would go ahead and create my equation where I'm going to just go ahead and add W plus Z and equal it to 90. And that's it. That's our first equation. Okay. Part B, it says the equation for angle Z. So it says if the measure of angle Z is 5 times the measure of angle W, we have to go ahead and write an equation using W. So again, I said up above that is like another word for equal. So I can say Z is equal to, it says 5, so I'm literally going to write it as I say it, 5 times the measure of W, right? We don't know what W is yet. That's what we're trying to find. So I could just go ahead and say Z is equal to 5 times W. Or I could say 5W, right? It means the same exact thing. Okay, so there's my second equation. Part C, it says use substitution to solve for W and Z using the equation from parts A and B, and to go ahead and create a t-chart. So my first equation 1, we said was W plus Z is equal to 90. And then my second equation 2, was Z is equal to 5W. Okay, so I'm going to go and create a t-chart. I love BT. It's kind of lopsided. Oops. There you go. All right, my first equation we said was W plus Z is equal to 90. My second equation is Z is equal to 5W. Okay, right off the bat, I could see that Z is isolated, it's by itself, so I could just go ahead and substitute this guy right in. So you're really thinking I'm going to carry down the W plus. In parentheses, I'm going to say 5W, and I'm going to equal it to 90. Okay, so there's nothing that we have to go ahead and distribute. So I could just go ahead and drop my parentheses. So we're doing W plus 5W is equal to 90. And then we can go ahead and solve from there. Right? If I went ahead and combined my like terms, W plus 5W gives me 6W is equal to 90. And last but not least, we have to divide both sides by 6. So W is equal to 15. Okay, so we found my W. Now the last thing is we have to go ahead and find Z. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 15 and substitute it wherever it says W. So I get Z is equal to 5. The W was the 15. So you're really calculating 5 times 15. And that should be 75. Okay. So if I look over here, right, Z, we say it's 75 degrees. Don't forget your degree symbol. And then it says W is just 15 degrees. Okay, just like before, we can always double check to see if we did our work right. So let's go ahead and check it. So originally we said that we're adding up to 90, so I just have to make sure that these two angle measurements add up to 90. So if I were to add 75 plus 15, what is that? That gives me 90 degrees, and we're good to go. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and turn the page, and let's go ahead and look at number 2. Oops. All right, it says problem number 2. It says that angle S and angle T are supplementary. So now we're dealing with supplementary angles. We know that supplementary, we are adding to 180 degrees. It says that the measure of angle S is 3 more than twice T. Kind of same verbiage as the other. Is our equal sign. More than, that means that we're adding. And then so on. So we can go ahead and write that later. And then it's asking us to go ahead and find the measure of angle S and angle T. So same exact thing. It says that angle S and T are supplementary. So we do have to go ahead and add to 180 degrees. Let's go ahead and say that angle S is little s and angle T is little t. So again, if I added S plus T, that's going to equal the 90. Oop, not 90, 180 degrees. Okay, so this is my first equation. S plus T is equal to 180. Now we could focus on part E. It says write the equation for angle S. So it says angle S is 3 more than twice angle T. So if I will go ahead and zoom in, right, we know that S is just S. Is my equal sign. And then we have a 3 more than is my addition twice T, 2 times my unknown value of T. So angle S is 3 more than twice T. So angle S is 3 more than twice T. And this is my second equation. Okay, so we got my 2 equations. My first one, I could say equation number 1. That's S plus T is equal to 180. And then I have my equation number 2, and this is 3, this is S is equal to 3 plus 2T. So let's go ahead and create my T-chart. All right, so my first equation is S plus T is equal to 180. My second equation, we have S is equal to 3 plus 2T. Okay, S is by itself, so I literally can go ahead and substitute it right in. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This gives me 3 plus 2T. I'm going to add the rest, plus T is equal to 180. And then we can go ahead and solve. Okay, there's nothing to go ahead and distribute, so I can just go ahead and drop my parentheses. So it's 3 plus 2T plus T is equal to 180. Okay, I can go ahead and combine my like terms of my T's. So I get 3 plus 2T plus T is equal to 3T equal to 180. I can go and subtract 3 on both sides, so I get 3T is equal to 177. And then last but not least, I can go and divide both sides by 3. So we get T is equal to be 59. Okay. All right, we found our T. We have to go ahead and find my S. So I'm going to go ahead and take this guy and plug it in wherever I see T. So I get S is equal to 3 plus 2 times my T value, which was 59. So we get S is equal to 3 plus 2 times 59. Gives me 118. S is equal to 121. Cool. So I can go ahead and write this over here as 121 degrees and then 59 degrees. Same exact thing as last time. We can go ahead and check my answer, right? Since it's supplementary, I have to check to see if these two numbers add up to 180 degrees. So what is that? That's a 0, 1. Cool. We add up to 180. So we are done.